weirdos, especially after the summer of love or during the summer of love in 2020, all of these big corporate entities decided they were going to draw their line in the sand and they were going to take publicly the side of social justice. Now, how that got to that point to where it was so obnoxious, look, we can discuss that. It was a long time infiltration process where you had weirdos working, being a part of these companies, and unfortunately the companies themselves were hiring them, and they got a lot of bad information. But as folks realized, and it wasn't going to ever happen immediately, it was going to, you got folks that do things and it's a part of their routine. It's hard to get them out of it. But as more people realize that they don't need these entertainment companies, a lot of these entertainment companies, though not just them, it's not just them in that industry, are finding that they may have fucked up. And when they don't bring in as much money or in as much money as they're anticipating, they, let's say, issues arise. Netflix is going through that problem right now. They're being slammed right now for actively recruiting black women and laying them off months later. Get what you fucking deserve. Netflix thought they'd get accolades for making so many diverse hires. That strategy backfired, where the company had to do layoffs months after launching a fan website. Now a company is facing public outcry that a number of minority employees lost their jobs. Yeah, it'd be like that, don't it? According to TechCrunch, the company laid off editorial staff from its in-house publication, Totem, I don't know, I guess is how you say it, only 5 months after launching their new venture. More than 10 writers tweeted about being let go, including an editorial manager. The publication indicated that 25 people in Netflix marketing department were affected by the decision. Our fan website is an important priority to the company. This is what a Netflix spokesperson told the outlet. It is worth mentioning that Netflix actively recruited black women and people of color just to lay them off months later without a second thought, says journalist Monique Judge on Twitter. Don't brag about being inclusive when you treat your diversity hires like they're disposable. Well, that's what a diversity hire is, crackhead. They're all disposable. You have, for the most part, a fucking fake job, and often you can be replaced by someone that actually knows what the fuck they're doing. But often what we've had, and I have been arguing this for a long time now, a lot of these pushes for these fake departments, diversity, inclusion, and equity, those are all fucking fake jobs. Who do you think is going to be the first one to go? And when the bottom line has to be met, when it's finally addressed again, they could be making economically unsound decisions. They could do that initially, but at some point, the well's got to run dry, right? So, when you're making money, it's fine. All right, we got these guys, these fake jobs, this is a write-off, who cares? But companies like Netflix, for the first time, lost subscribers. They anticipated, I believe, getting like on the upward of 1.8 to 2 million and new subscribers, and they lost subscribers for the first time ever in this first quarter. So, considering that, who you think is going to be the first one to go? It's the people who we gave a job to that wasn't real in the first place. The folks that we gave a job because we wanted to signal. We thought it'd make us look good. Hell, we thought it would get us more money because you say, hey, look at that company over there. They're so diverse and inclusive. I told y'all that do that, and you idiotic chump ass companies that do that are appealing to a demographic of people that don't have money. They don't have capital. And you advocate these policies that push people away, like the families, that have the money, right? You actively push them away by appealing to a crowd that is broke as fuck. What you think was going to happen? Affected staff were full-time, part-time, or on contract. Most of them had just been given promotions a month prior to the layoffs. That tells you in itself how fake the job was. They were only offered 2 weeks of severance pay. Netflix recruited me 7 months ago only to lay me off and a bunch of other talented people today. I'm going to take time off to just exist So please get in touch if you have if you'll have editing and content strategy opportunities open after August. Said one woman that tweeted who lost a fucking job. Well, I just was laid off from a significant contract originally intended through August, so I'm looking for stable work and rent. I need rent, Nicole Perkins tweeted. One ex-Tutum employee told NPR they went out of their way to hire high-level journalists of color. You guys weren't high level. You guys were just fitting the bill or the box they wanted to check. That's all. I hate to break it. I got news for you. Who have quite a bit of name recognition and a lot of experience and talent. In some ways, they were just buying clout to lend credibility to their gambit. We were courted pretty aggressively. Again, anybody that leads with that, and this is what these weirdos who accept these diversity hire jobs, they don't seem to understand that the insult of the existence in the first place. A diversity hire job, this is why affirmative action based sort of jobs are so insulting, because they basically say that you wouldn't get the motherfucker if they weren't trying to check the box. So that says a lot about your talent, because if you were a talent, there would be just a blank slate if it wasn't about that. But then these companies lead with, hey, we're looking to hire and we're going to commit to having X amount of this type of gender or this race of people that are going to be a part of our company. They're essentially saying that, hey, here's a fake job that we're not hiring based upon how talented you are. So if you thought they were just trying to buy clout, I got news for you, dipshit. Let me zoom in on the handsome man. Every one of those diversity hire jobs are for clout. Every one of them. Every single one of them. There are zero exceptions to that. The reason why you have a job where you say you can only fill it, we're not talking about like acting jobs where of course you need to look the part. We're talking about just basic jobs of merit. If they lead with the fact that they need you to be a certain color, a certain gender, a certain sexuality or something, newsflash, they're not hiring because you're good at the shit. It's a fake job. And your sucker ass accepted it. It wasn't that you found out that way because you got laid off. You just found out how disposable you were. But the fact that the job existed, you took it, shows that it was always about that. There's no market desire, no true market need for a diversity, inclusivity, and equity-based jobs. None of those jobs are real. None of them. Not a single one of those jobs actually have a market demand, like a true market demand. They're fake jobs that are specifically there so companies can say, look at us, and they actually are stupid enough to believe that this is going to equal them having more money in the long run. And Netflix found out the hard way that it don't quite work that way, especially when you actively push out people. You turn people off that will be your core customer base. And believe it or not, we're just getting started, because a lot of folks have to be weaned away from this. A lot of people have to, get away from their like it was convenient. It was something that was part of their routine. And as more people wake up every day and they realize, life ain't so bad without Netflix. Life ain't so bad without Disney. Once people realize that, they lose money, and they lose money, and it keeps going down. And trust me, someone at the top will finally say, all right, guys, we can't keep doing this. Guess who's going to be the first to go? It's y'all crackhead ass. You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, ericdjuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.